Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side.
Fresh Out.
Know that they ride or die. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side.
Introducing your host, Albert Robinson.
Hello, welcome to Fresh Out with Albert Robinson. I'm Albert Robinson, and I just want to start and give you guys an intro and tell you guys a little bit about what we're going to be having going on Fresh Out. I was recently released from prison. I was incarcerated for 12 years, and throughout my struggles and everything I've been going through over these first few months of being free, I thought that people need to see it. People need to hear about what men go through, particularly Black men, leading up into incarceration, getting through it and getting back to society and rebuilding relationships. And it's been a journey. It's been an adventure, really. And I think a lot of people can relate. A lot of people have family members or close friends that have been going through this process. And I want us to talk about it. I want to share. I want us to have a safe space and the opportunity to get our stories and our lives out there. I think an important part of that process is me putting myself out there, giving you guys the full story and the full spectrum of my emotions and my feelings and what I'm confused about and everything else. So we're gonna start from the beginning. I wish I could tell you that it's easy to give you an ABC of how I got myself in trouble, got myself incarcerated, but I don't know. I think the details of everybody's lives are complex, and there are a lot of factors. But I'm from Detroit, from the west side of Detroit, which can be a rough place. If you guys know, and it's hard. I didn't have a father, as a lot of Black men deal with that issue, and I think that I was just navigating, figuring out how to be a man on my own. At some point, some way, somebody had faith in me, and I did end up going to boarding school. I'm an intelligent person, but I think the struggles of living in inner city got to me, and I found myself doing 12 years in Michigan Department of Corrections. And in that 12 years, I grew as a man, definitely, mind, body, and spirit. But prison is not the place to work out emotional trauma. If anything, it makes it worse. And I believe so, just because the things that are not okay in society, destructive behavior in society, is supported in prison. It helps you to get through whatever dangerous situation you may be in. So in me coming home to society and still dealing with whatever childhood trauma and the added trauma that I faced as an adult, it's been a struggle. I'll tell you guys that it's been a struggle, but we're here now. I'm excited to share with you guys about how I've been dealing with working, how I've been dealing with building relationships with my daughter, how I've been dealing with this new life that I have to live. Before I was a young man, college bound, with a lot of options, and now I'm a 30-plus-year-old felon, and how I'm navigating that. And I want it to be authentic. I want it to be organic. So we're not rehearsing anything. I'm just giving you guys the raw life. And hopefully I do it right. And I'm going to give you guys a lot of opportunities to chime in and participate. Well, despite the fact that I got here in this situation due to my incarceration, I'm much more than that. I'm much more than an ex-con. I'm much more than a felon. That's just the thing that's going to get my foot in this door. Besides that, I'm a young man that went to college. I'm college educated. I'm a young man that went to prep schools. Just like every other person, I'm layered. I'm a father. I'm a son. And just this whole process that happened to me in my life is just a small piece of the whole picture. So over the course of however long I'm here with you guys, I'm going to give you a little bit of my humanity of the things I face on a daily basis, and just to let everyone know in the world that despite whatever a person does, that they're still human. I'm still a human being, and the mistakes I've made, and the things that have me affected not only just me but my mom. You guys are gonna meet my mom. I'm sure she's gonna cry and try to pray for everybody and talk about how my incarceration affected her. Hopefully, at some point, we get my daughter to talk about a little bit about how me being gone for the first 12 years of her life affected her. My friends, as much family as possible, to give you guys a little bit of the background of who I am outside of the number that the state of Michigan gave me. I don't know how America got to this place of mass incarceration. At some point, we're going to talk about that and talk about the history of incarcerating minorities in this country. But one thing for sure is that prison does very little as far as positive reinforcement. So people are really incarcerated and they're struggling. They have mental issues, they have emotional issues, they have childhood trauma, and it's not being dealt with. So I think as a whole, as a country, we have to do something about the people that are being hurt in our facilities across this country. We have a whole system that's meant to, in theory, to keep our country safe. But what it's doing is it's releasing a lot of damaged people back into society, and it's doing nothing to help those people. So that's going to be a big aspect of what we're doing with Fresh Out is educating the masses and getting and getting them to come out in force to change the prison system and the justice system in general in this country. Yeah, a part of my journey now that I'm home is rebuilding friendships, rebuilding relationships, rebuilding with my child, and sometimes when people come home from being incarcerated for any amount of time, those relationships are, there's gaps, there's a space, and so I want to show people what it's like and how hard it is to build a bond that's been broken, and show people that you've changed, and show people that you are more than your mistakes, and that's going to be a big part of Fresh Out. Not just myself, but for whoever else is going through it or whoever else has been through it, whoever else had to rebuild a relationship after incarceration, after being separated from a loved one for a long time. We're so much more than our mistakes, and we have so much to give the world. And so I want to take the negative things that happened to me in my life and turn it into something powerful, be a light for somebody else. This is for everybody. It's not just for me. We're going to help each other heal. As I learned, I learned a lot while I was gone. And one thing I did learn is that as a people, as Black people as a whole, man, we need to help each other heal. So we're going to do that for each other. We're here.
Fresh Out with Albert Robinson has been brought to you by the Central Woodward Community Partnership.
More when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about. My name came up a lot, it sounds. More when I was not around. Certain people that I know,
a Real Roots multimedia production.
More when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about.